shadow in the government's game. Pawn as a child with no face and no name. They stole my past to leave me cold and alone. Always searching for a place that could call home. I was lost in the dark, just a tool in the hand, till she pulled me close and helped me understand. Now the fire inside is starting to rise. I can see the truth through 1,000 lies. Now I tear through the veil, leave holes in the sky. I can read every thought in the blink of an eye. Danica, my witch, she's the magic in me. Yeah, I finally found what they took from me. With a hellhound beside me, I'm standing my ground. No longer a ghost that's never been found. In the dead of the night, I can hear the call. All the ghosts of my past scratching through the wall. My eyes change colors, the power has grown. With Crowley the hound, I'm never alone. I used to be hollow, a man made of glass, but now I am reclaiming every year that has passed. Every memory is falling right back into place. I know every name and I remember every face. Now I tear through the veil, leave holes in the sky. I can read every thought in the blink of an eye. Danica, my witch, she's the magic in me. Yeah, I finally found what they took from me. With a hell on beside me, I'm standing my ground. No longer a ghost that's never been found. I ain't running no more, yeah, I'm ready to fight. Gonna settle that debt in the depth of the night. They tried to break me, they tried to erase, but they can't hide the blood from the scars on my face. The veil is thin and the engine is hot. I'm taking back everything that they thought I forgot. Now I tear through the veil, leave holes in the sky. I can read every thought in the blink of an eye. Danica, my witch, she's the magic in me. Yeah, I finally found what they took from me. With a tailhound beside me, I'm standing my ground. No longer a ghost that's never been found. I remember it all now. Every single face, I'm calling for you in the dead of the night.
Hello, everybody. My name's Henry. If you're new here, if you're not, thank you for watching. I was supposed to be doing a show tonight with Ethan, and he got kind of busy, supposedly, so it's just going to be me tonight. No problem. I can handle that. Tonight, going to be kind of going over some paranormal things and some things that you might be able to do if you live in a haunted house, things you might try. But first and foremost, let me clear something up. I know it's so easy to go on YouTube and pull up these different ghost channels, and yeah, they're fun to watch, but keep in mind, it's a show. Sometimes they show stuff that's real, but ghosts don't always work on command. So to make their shows interesting, a lot of times they'll rig something to keep the show interesting, keep you there watching. But if you live in a haunted house, be careful about calling these people just because you've seen them on TV or YouTube. Because first off and foremost, they are TV ghost hunters, YouTube ghost hunters. They're going to make money off of that. Are you going to get the help you need? Probably not. But if you're really scared and you call people like this, like Taps, Ghost Adventures, any of these people, what they're really going to do is they're going to go in there and make things worse. Because number one, foremost again, contrary to what Taps and what these YouTubers tell you, there is no such thing as a professional ghost hunter. They do it for the money and for the clicks. That's it. Straight up, that's just the way it is. Now, I hear all these people run around talking about Ed and Lorraine Warren. Again, anybody out there, leave me a message if I'm wrong. I'm telling you, I'm not. Show me one person, one family that Ed and Lorraine Warren, or even their nephew, actually went in, solved the problem, got rid of the ghost, and the ghosts are no more. Zero. None. On this channel, I don't bullshit. If you're doing things like Ed and Lorraine Warren, you're doing it for the money and the publicity, a book, a movie deal. They never really helped anybody. All they did was made the situation worse. And it really just irritates the shit out of me when you hear these people, oh, the professionals, Ed and Lorraine Warren. Really? What fucking college did they go to? What paranormal college? None. There ain't none. Period. I don't care how many books they wrote, how many lecture tours they went on. There's no such thing. I've done more in ghost hunting than most of these people could even fathom. I've got pictures to prove it. All they got is hot air and a big mouth. Period. So, if you find yourself in a situation, just say you bought a house, moved in, and usually it takes a little bit of time before things start acting up. I know, I lived in a haunted house. A couple of them. Even as an adult, I lived in a couple. Back when I lived in the old farmhouse, we have talked about that, and there's pictures in my post area of an old house with a bunch of kids standing around, which is my cousin and her class. There wasn't nobody to call back in those days. Now, before anybody throws out Ed and Lorraine Warren, let me tell you something. Another fact. Taps. Ghost Adventures. Ed and Lorraine Warren. And a list goes on. Even the YouTuber ghost hunter people. They only want to go to places that are famous, like Bobby Mackey's. Why? So to draw your attention. And if you have a problem, I'll about bet 50% either way, they won't come to your house. But if they do, keep in mind, they're going to make a video, it's going to be on YouTube, and they're going to make money. And you're going to be stuck with the same problem, but about 10 times worse, because they went in there and agitated these ghosts, played with a damn Ouija board, And they don't really know what they're doing when they open that damn portal up. Yes, with a Ouija board, you are opening a portal. And just say you got your hand on the planchette like this, or fingers, one finger on each hand on there, and you're asking questions. And all of a sudden, you decide you got a scratch, flea biting. You put your hand back on there. You can't shut that portal. Why? You done disconnected and said it's okay if that portal stays open. Oh yeah, the planchette will keep talking to you if it's active, if it wants to. But no matter if you shut that board down, too late. You done broke connection. You broke control. Plain and simple. No matter if they go to goodbye, sayonara, adios amigos, no matter what, they can't close that down because they broke contact. They pretty much said, okay, it's open, it's all yours. So just listen to what I'm saying. I lived in haunted houses. You know my story. You know most of it. We didn't have nobody. And yes, the Mr. and Mrs. Famous, Ed and Lorraine Warren, yeah, they was around. They don't go to no places that ain't famous. Plain and simple. Oh, call your local ghost hunters? Let me tell you about that too. Anybody that's interested in ghost hunting and you call them, all you're doing is putting a feather in their hat. Well, I must be really well known. Well, how are you going to help me? Oh, I don't know if we can help you. We're just going to go there and film, put it on YouTube, make a couple $1,000, leave you holding the bag. Yes, these are facts. And if there's any professional ghost hunters out there that wants to come to my channel, leave me a message and challenge me on this, feel free. I'll send you home look like you got fucked by the neighbor dog. Be honest with the people. That's what I try to do on my channel. You don't want honesty? Then you probably don't need to be here. Because that's all I'm going to give you. The facts. So, now we'll kind of, since we got that covered and done with, there's several different types of hauntings. Just say you move into a house. Midnight, 1 o'clock, you get up to go into the kitchen, grab your glass of tea. Or make you a pot of coffee, because you can't sleep. And all of a sudden, you see a figure go past you, goes out the door, sits on the mud porch, putting on a pair of boots. The outside door opens and the ghost goes out and looks like he's out there walking around a hog pen. Or maybe out there at the machine shed. Or maybe you have a smokehouse, an old one if you live in an old house. Maybe that guy goes out there and he opens the door in that smokehouse, messes around a little bit, and he shuts it and tools on around the yard. That's called place memory. That's where the ghost has no clue that you're even there. You really don't care. It's like a tape reel. When the atmosphere is just right and the timing is right, just like hitting play on a VCR, it'll get up and do its routine. Whatever that routine may be, could be maybe he walks into the bathroom, you open the door and there ain't nobody there. It repeats itself. has no clue you're there and don't care if you are there. Then you have another type of haunting, which is called like an attachment. An attachment means it can attach itself to a person, an item, a place, even vehicles, even toys, even a pair of boots, you name it, they can attach themselves to it. Now, that type can, if it chooses, to interact with you. The other thing you want to keep in mind is some of these ghosts may or may not know that they are dead. So, a word of advice. If you find yourself in a predicament where you see a ghost and you're going to try to interact with it, I wouldn't advise you to approach that ghost and say, hey, don't you know you're dead? If that ghost don't know that it's really dead and is still trying to figure things out and you say that, you're going to throw that ghost into a tizzy. And have you ever seen a ghost that goes berserk? Have you ever seen a person that goes berserk? Now just imagine they're deceased. You can't call a cop and say, hey, this ghost is acting up and threw a plate at me. There ain't no such thing as ghost cops. Or real ghost busters. You just set that thing in a tailspin, and it's going to rock your world until it decides to calm down. Don't do it. They can attach themselves to people. Whether it be a little kid, the ghost gets fascinated with it, and that's who it decides to deal with in whatever manner it chooses. They can attach themselves to men, to women, high school kids, middle school kids, grade school kids, and even infants. If you go to an antique resale shop, sale, whatever, please be advised. You can be bringing an item that has an attachment with it. Good, bad, whatever. I know there's going to be somebody out there that's going to say, well, that's okay, I'll just call my local priest. I'd like to see that. Make sure when you do that, you record it and send it my way so I can watch it. 90% of these priests are going to look like you're fucking lost it. Like your Cheerios done slipped out of the bowl and into the floor and a dog ate them. Contrary to what they tell you on TV and on YouTube. Case in point, you see on TV, Taps, Ghost Adventures, the list goes on. Well, I got Father Flanagan here. Let me tell you something about Father Flanagan. He's making money off of that show. So he's going to say any damn thing that the ghost people tell him to say. So he gets his cut, see? It's called money in the hand. Keeps my flapper going. That's the facts. The Catholic Church and a lot of these other churches don't do shit unless there's money involved. Or puts asses in those seats. Get some baptisms. Case in point. Look at the 1970 movie, 70s movie, The Exorcist. Yeah. Go back and look about that. Them priests were so thrilled there was asses in the pews, people getting saved, baptized. People calling and saying, hey, my toaster's fucked up. I think there's a devil in it. They made a killing off of that. And got a lot of asses in the pew. And that old collection plate, buddy, that motherfucker was rounded up like it had mashed potatoes in it. Them motherfuckers laughed all the way to the bank. Watch out for the scams. They are everywhere. In the cryptid field and in the paranormal, in the UFO fields. They're everywhere. They're like fucking smoke and clouds. They're everywhere. I ain't trying to scam nobody. I ain't getting paid. I make no money off of it. I just like to tell the truth. And if it burns some assholes, well, I guess they shouldn't be bullshitting. That's the one thing you won't find on this channel. I don't sell bullshit. I don't give bullshit away either. So, those are the facts. Now, here's some things you can do. Okay. First of all, you need to keep in mind, whether you're renting or you're owning, that house is yours. That's the first thing you want to get straight. First of all, you want to decide it. You want to believe it here, and you want to believe it here. So therefore, unless they're paying rent or they're paying the mortgage, you set the rules. You set the boundaries. Just say you got a ghost and he really ain't doing too much, just open the cabinet doors and you see him go past you once in a while into another room. Yes, it scares the shit out of you. It even scares me. But you have to decide, are you a runner? Or are you going to stand up and take that bull by the horns and bulldog his ass? Sometimes you have to make sure you get your cajones ready. Put on your big girl, big boy shorts. Pull them some bitches up, snap a suspender on them so they don't fall down around your ankles while you're running out the door. Now you've decided, I'm paying damn rent, I'm paying damn mortgage, it's my damn house. Here's the rules. I got a room upstairs. I will make sure that the only one that goes up there is me once in a while, maybe to clean. Otherwise, that's your room. Do you want a chair up there? What kind of curtains do you want? How can I make you comfortable? That's your room. Nobody will bother you except for me to go in there and clean. I will clean and get the hell out of there. This shit, you spook, running around, toying with my emotions and scaring the shit out of me. I'm tired of washing my underwear all the time. I'm shitting myself. When I go to bed, providing you're quiet and you stay out of the baby's room, you can roam these hallways. I don't want to see you. I do not want to talk to you unless you have a problem. There's my terms. Take it or leave it. If you decide to leave it, I will figure out a way, somehow, some way, I will get rid of you. I will send your ass back to the abyss. Now, if you want to get mad and throw a tizzy, I wouldn't advise it. do we have a deal? We ain't going to wait for an hour. You're going to give me an answer now. I'm in control of this ball game, not you. This is my house. Your bullshit running around causing chaos, scaring the hell out of me, causing me to shit myself is over with. Oh yeah, you could throw a plate, you could throw a broom, and I can damn well have your ass sent back to the abyss. You want to coexist? There's my terms. Do you have any terms of your own? That's how you do it. You can also get you a container, burn some sage in it, and you can take a feather or a wing, a bird wing, whether it be chicken, whatever. A lot of these douchebags are going to tell you you have to have an eagle feather. Bull to the shit. That's because they own an eagle feather, or one they painted and says it's an eagle feather, and they want you to pay them $50,000 for that fucking feather. That you go out, butcher a damn chicken, and take the wing and do the same damn thing after you put salt on it. Now, back to the discussion. You light your sage. And no, it don't have to be that little round bell-looking thing that you go and pay $50 for at a witch store or at a Pollock store. Go out in your yard if you got sage. Get you some and dry it on a paper towel. Dry it in an old box. Once it's dried, you light it. You take that feather, that wing, and as you walk, you're sweeping that smoke. You go to every room, every hallway, saging. Now, some people may tell you different. Before you do this, open up all the windows. And you do every room. The last thing you want to do, the final thing, is if you live upstairs, work your way downstairs, the last place is the front door. You want to open that front door or the back door, either one. Fan that smoke out. Sometimes that works. Sometimes you might have to do it a couple times. You can do this. Don't let them bluff you. I had a pony one time, speaking of bluffing. Well, there were days I wanted to ride. There was days that he didn't want me to ride. Oh, he'd stand there, let you put the saddle on him. Let you put the bit in his mouth. Let you check all 4 feet, make sure none of the shoes are loose. Oh, he'd stand there and let you climb on him. He'd walk right out of the yard, just big as you please. But just up the road, he'd come to a bunch of trees, and he'd start trying to rub you off on them trees. Well, I fixed that problem too. I warned that son of a bitch that you ain't gonna be pulling this shit, because I ain't gonna put up with it. He headed up to those trees, rubbed me off. I reached up there and broke a limb. I'll smack him right between the fucking ears. That's the same thing you gotta do with these ghosts. You gotta take the bull by the fucking horns. You wouldn't let your kid run over you like that, would you? If you do, man, you got more fucking problems you can shake a stick at. Yes, they're scary. And let me tell you something about a ghost. They can appear, just say if they was in a car accident, they can appear all cut up and bloody. They can also change themselves to look like demons, a grim reaper, to look like anything in order to scare the shit out of you. You just gotta stand up to them and stand your ground. No matter how bad it scares you. You can't be letting them sumbitches run over you. They're kind of like the government. They got big fucking mouths and very little ass to back it up. You're still living and they're not. That may have been their house 100 years ago. But today it's your house. Take control of the situation. Straight up, straightforward. Now, I will tell you this. Here's the other thing about calling people into your house. There's been a few ghost hunters out there. Out there in TV land and even on YouTube land. And the guy would come to your house and, can you figure out what the problem is? Well, I'll sure try. Well, they come in there and they search one whole night. Next day they call you up and say, hey, you know that $50,000 gold necklace that you got in there? That's what's causing the problem. Now, I'll take that off your hands, and I know it scares me too. There's a devil in it. And I'll put that in my museum. Where it's, it's blessed by a holy man. They come, remove that thing. They don't pay you for it. They just take it because it's haunted. They put it in their museum. They charge $50 a person to go in there and look, and $25 for a kid. Now, you don't have to be bald-headed and wear glasses and have a beard and be a cousin or nephew of Ed and Lorraine Warrens to figure this out. It's a fucking scam. Then there was another one that had a real bad drug habit. He was taking stuff out of people's houses too, so he could afford his drug problem. Yeah. That's the kind of shit you'll run into. So just be careful about who you get. When you could do this most times by yourself, all you have to do is grow a set of cojones. Big cojones. I mean type that you grab them like a duffel bag and throw them fuckers over your shoulder and carry your nuts on your back. Or you can do the typical and run, but I will tell you something about running. Moving, or even going and staying at a motel overnight just because shit's going crazy back home. They can, and sometimes will, follow you. Why? It's just like an old hog. That hog will bush at you, that's a warning. If that hog gets to chasing you, there's a simple solution. You put rings around that son of a bitch's nose. And you go back to that pen. But when you go back, you got you a big old giant switch in your hand. And when that old sow comes boof, 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 boof at you, you just look at her and say, do you really want to do this? And you start to kind of walk away and she comes after you. You turn on that switch and hit her right in those goddamn rings on her nose. That son of a bitch dropped to her knees. She'll run back to the damn hog house. Guarantee it. You just got to take the situation by hand. First and foremost, too, I have been almost killed lots of times. I have the scars to prove it. I even got a picture to go with the scars. Do you know when I was laying across that trunk of that car that evening, spitting a little bit of misty rain on me, and the cops come with that little blanket, and they checked, and they couldn't find no pulse. They put that blanket and started unfolding it over my head, all the way down my body, because that's what they do with a dead body. They cover it up so looky-loos ain't going by looking at the dead body. Caused another fucking accident right there. The other two people in the car, they was killed at the scene instantly. I was just either lucky or unlucky. I went through the front windshield, and as the car spun, I hit the back window with my face and head and was laying across the trunk and the back seat when the cops got there. They laid that blanket on me, well, while they went to check the other people, because I was the closest they had parked behind. They checked me in. Dead on the scene. So they thought. They went to check the other people out and do some kind of looking with their lights. And the one cop was like, I'm going to go back and get 2 blankets. I could hear every damn thing they were saying. I was not dead. As they walked past, the one cop just happened to look back and just happened to stick his hand up here to pull the blanket up across my head. And he felt my breath on his hand and then looked and seen the steam every time I'd take a breath coming out my nose and mouth around the blood and the gore. Hey, I got a live one. That's how I made it. Otherwise, I'd have been toe tagged as soon as the coroner got there. So I'm just saying, you just have to take the bull by the horn sometimes. I've been left for dead many a times. People thinking it was smart not getting a job done. But that's neither here nor there. My point was that I wasn't supposed to live. None of those times. But here I am talking to you. If I can do that, then you can surely dig down and find the courage to stand up for your house and your rights against these ghosts. Yeah, it may take a little bit, but all we got is time anyway. Unless you're planning on checking out early. In that case, you ain't have to worry about getting rid of some ghosts, because soon you're going to be one yourself. That's how that goes. I never was a quitter. I'm a survivor. Every accident, every pain, every hurt, every cut, it didn't do nothing to make me stronger. Because I have the will to survive, and I will hang on to that as long as I can, until I can't. But there's also, believe it or not, animals can even be ghosts. Dog I had a while back passed away. I'd see him over and over. I'd be walking or working on something out there in the yard and catch a glimpse of something moving, turn around and look. Like, I know that was that damn dog. So I'd stop what I was doing, walk around the yard, knowing full damn well I had buried him out there by the orchard. But thinking, okay, I was pronounced dead by the cops, so maybe there's a chance, hell, because I wanted to believe it. And he was showing himself like, hey, I'm okay. I'm over here chasing a rabbit. I'll be back in a minute. I'd be in bed and hear him in the cage. It even went as far as that damn dog would leave footprints out there on top of his freshly dug grave in the mud. After a rain, he would leave one paw print. Yeah, no shit. I'd hear him sometimes at nighttime in here. Before I got this other dog, I'd hear him in there stirring around trying to make his bed. You know how them dogs do? They turn them circles like they gonna do when they want shit. Or when they go to bed, they'll turn the circle and they'll rough them blankets up. Yeah. And I'd get up like, all right, man, he's here. Before it dawned on me that it was his spirit. Come back, let me know he's okay. It was a rough ordeal. Out of all the things I've had to deal with, I think that was probably one of the roughest. Me and that dog been through hell and back. We fought against break-ins. Hell, one time there was a window peeker that was thinking about breaking in, and it just so happens I seen him going from window to window. Well, the guy screwed up. His plan was to go all the way around the house and stare at me, at my face. Well, there was a pretty good stretch there he had to go. I heard that dog open up the window. And this stupid bastard come around to that window. That time he stuck his face up there, he seen something that wasn't me staring back at him, and that poor bastard took off running, but he was in a fenced-in yard. He headed to the back of the yard, started to jump that fence, and found out that he couldn't hit it the first lick, so he started to back up. As he went over, the dog followed him. About an hour later, the dog come back with an ass pocket. He was proud of that. We've been through a lot together. He knew I was hurting, and he come back to let me know. Then my wife, you talking about piss me off. She made a deal with the deceased dog that he should go find a replacement for me. And I'll be damned if that ghost dog didn't work with my wife to find me a dog bigger and friggin' meaner. But just as loyal. This dog don't like nobody. He likes me and my wife. But if I ask him to choose, he's gonna choose me, unless I tell him to choose her. Because that other dog made sure he found a dog that's loyal to me. Come hell or high water. So see, even animals have a spirit. And when you have a bond that's strong like that, they come back. Hell, my dad, ornery old bastard, when he passed away, probably about 20 years before he did, for Mother's Day one time, he went and had this guy make a great big huge china cabinet. Made it out of plywood. And we were poor back then. My mom never did like the damn thing, but she took it. And she pretended she liked it, kept it in the house, kept stuff in it. After my dad passed away, and we got him buried that day, everybody left. She called me aside and she goes, hey, one day this week, I want to take that fucking cabinet. I'll get everything out and put it in totes. Take that son of a bitch out and throw it in a goddamn burn barrel or the burn pile. I said, you sure about that? Yeah. Okay, just let me know when. Come that Saturday, she was off. So, we go out there and I put the dolly cart under it and tailed her back, wheeled her out there onto the porch, put a piece of board down and wheeled her down the 3 steps. Took it out there in the yard and I said, well, tomorrow I'll bring the rider over with the little trailer. I'll throw it on there and take it back there in the back and burn it. Now, you want to talk about a wing ding? Yeah. That night, clear friggin' sky. They wasn't forecasting no rain nowhere. A freak-ass thunderstorm come up, and I mean it rained like a cow pissing on a flat rock. I like, well, that'll make my job easier. That son bitch plywood, it fall apart. Next day, I go look at that thing. I'm like, yes, it got soaked. I'll be damned. They called for another rain. I was like, well, son of a bitch. Okay. Let it rain on it a few times. It'll just break apart. Easier to maneuver. It rained for a frickin' week. The 8th day, the sun come out, about 73, 74 out, beautiful weather. Not a cloud in the sky. I go get the cart, have to ride mower, go over there, and my mom comes around that door and she goes, hey, bring the dolly cart back, and I want to put it back. I said, why? She goes, for the past 8 friggin' days, 8 nights, your dad has come in there, sat on the bed, let me get to sleep, tap me on the shoulder. Hey, that cabinet's out there in the yard. Put it back. I said, get the fuck out of here. She goes, I just can't get no sleep. He just keeps aggravating. It's been rained on now for 8 days. I don't care. Just bring it in. So, I go get the dolly cart. We got it on there. Finally got it up the steps onto the porch. Got it in the front door. She put some cardboard down and 2 big boards, and we finally got that sumbitch up on top of there so air could travel underneath of it and dry it out. Do you know that night she went to bed, she seen my dad standing in the bedroom doorway. And he goes, I thought you'd see things my way. She slept like a log after that. She goes, I'm glad you brought that in. Do you know that sumbitchin' thing lasted another 15 years? And no shit. Then, after he died, she's wanting to sell his horse trailer. Now, this horse trailer needed a new floor in it. Needed a little TLC. But that was like gold to him. She got the right idea she's going to sell it. Well, I go over there, and she's tearing that fucking house apart. What the hell are you doing? I know that damn title's here somewhere for that horse trailer. I said, I don't know, you didn't tell me where it was at, so I figured it was in some of your stuff, your lockbox or something. I said, did you check the bank? Maybe put it in the safety deposit box in there. She said, I done called there. She goes to bed that night. I'm at home, it's like 3 o'clock in the frickin' morning, and my phone rings. You awake? Hell no, I was sleeping. Why? What's up? Your dad's been in here sitting at the foot of the bed laughing his ass off. I said, you ask him why? I was scared to. I said, well, just ask him why. Shit, if he's going to hurt you, he'd done it when he was alive, wouldn't he? Just roll over and say, what the hell are you laughing about? And then let me know what you find out in the morning. I'll try to get some sleep. So I go back to sleep. 6 o'clock in the fucking morning, she calls me. I said, you know what time it is? I ain't a morning person. What the hell? What's up? He was laughing at the end of the bed again. And he was pointing at the dresser. Then he got up, and I watched him. He walked over to the dresser, his dresser, and he pointed, and he hit the dresser. He said, I heard it. That's what he did. He tell you where in the hell it's at? She goes, I'm assuming it's somewhere around that dresser. Now, this woman hadn't got rid of none of his underclothes, socks and underwear, t-shirts. None of his clothes. She got rid of none of them. So I go over there. I said, so, did you check the dresser? Well, I opened it up and took everything out and put it in hampers so I could look, and said, I don't see nothing. Did you take the drawers out? Well, hell no, they're heavy. Let's go pull the drawers out. Now, these wooden drawers, you had to pull them out, and when you got down there to that back lip, you had to raise it up and then tip, and they come out. And it was heavy. I pulled the first one out, looked inside there, nothing. I go to set it on the bed, and I go to reach for the second one. I just happened trying to look. That ornery old bastard took that horse title, put it in an envelope, and marked horse title on it. Had it stuck to the back with tape so nobody would find it, including her. I said, hey, come here and look at this shit. She come in there, and sure enough, there it was taped. So I untaped it and handed it to her, and she opened up and she goes, that old bastard. I said, yeah, you're pretty smart. That's what you call being slick. So yeah, he come back to aggravate her. Nothing harmful, just messing with her head. Laughing, basically. So, you know, just say your husband or your wife dies. They will come back. And when you need them, they're right there even though you can't see them. They will leave you signs. Just like my grandpa had that bird go to everybody's window squawking all night long, keeping them up, just aggravate them a little bit. They do come to you in your dreams. That's the easiest way for them to come to you is in your dreams. So, these are just little things that I thought about and thought, well, you know, maybe there's some people that might want to know this. Maybe didn't know it. Maybe they heard it and thought, yeah, crazy as hell. No, they're not crazy. And I'll tell you something else. There is lots of cases. Some of the relatives in my family is older, and before they passed away, they started having dreams about some of the ones that passed before them. Was coming and visiting, talking to them, asked them when they were coming home. You ready? Yeah, they will do that when it's close to your time. And when you pass, somebody you know will come and be waiting right there for you to say your goodbyes and take you to the other side. That's a fact. Contrary to what some people may tell you. And you got to have a whole bunch of these Bible-thumping fuckers out there that's going to tell you, oh, that's bad. Well, let me tell you something. Here's what you tell those Bible-thumping bastards. So it says in the Bible, according to Jesus, the long-haired fucking hippie, they run around with 12 disciples, and people don't realize that must mean he was queer. You just tell them this from me. When they start in, Jesus said, thou shalt not talk to the dead, then you need to ask that long-haired fucking Jew, queer Jew, long-haired bastard, why does it say in the Bible he talked to Lazarus and told he waited for 3 fucking days till that son of a bitch Lazarus died? Sitting there playing with rocks in the fucking dirt like some kind of retard. Are you coming? Lazarus is sick. No. I'm going to sit here with my queer buddies, drink wine, get my fucking feet washed with a woman's hair. 2 days later, the family shows up. Are you going to come? He's almost on his dying bed. No. I'm going to take my queers and we're going to go up here on the mountain and preach to all these fucking people. That motherfucker waited until he died, then shows up and they're like, Jesus, if you would have come, you would have saved him from dying. And the truth, not in the Bible, but in the truth, probably is like, well, what the hell would I want to fucking come here for? But he's dead. He was your friend. Fuck him. What'd he do? He had everybody roll this big motherfucking rock out of the way of this cave. And he said, Lazarus, come forth. Now this dude is hobbled up like a fucking mummy in Egypt. And that long-haired son of a bitch told him get his ass up off of that fucking slab and get his ass out there and show people that he wasn't dead. So I ain't got long hair. But common sense tells me 2 plus 2 is 4. Now either one, somebody's lying about this and just wrote this in the Bible to get a bunch of sheep to follow. Or 2, I would call that, and they should have put this in the Bible. Don't do as I do, you do as I say, like the government says. That motherfucker, he talked to the dead. So therefore, was we not supposedly created in his equal? Yes. And I say talk to the dead. If you got something to say to them, worthwhile listening to. And fuck that no good toilet paper Bible. Them pages ain't even good enough to wipe your ass on. You get shit on your fingers. So, it's like this. There's people that believes in that damn Bible, if that's what you want to call it. Personally, I call it no good shit paper. And the only reason it would work for them, whatever gets you to tonight. If they believe hard enough, their mind will convince them that it'll work for them. However, when I was laying across that car and I got shot and everything else, there wasn't a fucking soul that come down from up there where the sun and the birds are flying. Come down, I didn't see no fucking burning bush either. Or hear no goddamn voice, hey, this is God, I come to help you. The only motherfucker to help me was me. They told me I'd never walk again. I'm walking. I may walk a little funny, but I still walk. They told me I wouldn't live either. And here I am talking to you. And as you can see, I'm not a ghost. Yet. So you do with that what you will. It may piss some people off. It may enlighten others. Then again, it may get somebody to get a good chuckle. And in which case, I did my job. I just tell it straight. There's several reasons I don't follow that Bible. I'll be goddamn if I'm going to follow some motherfucker that goes around and tells his angels, don't you be fucking them human beings down there. That's wrong. I'll put you in the abyss. I'll put you in the Euphrates River. Then at the end of the day, I'll burn your ass. But it's okay for him to go out there and fuck another woman? And if that ain't bad enough, hey you fucking stupid ass, get over here. You can have my sloppy seconds. You take care of that fucking kid. Of course, in the church, they'll tell you that's Immaculate Conception. Really. Whoever believes that is dumber than a sack of fucking hammers. You show me one person today walking around, any woman, and I ain't talking about them women that has a dick between her legs, I'm talking about real women, that's just walking down the road and all of a sudden they fucking look like they swallowed a goddamn apple seed. Immaculate Conception? Immaculate Conception my ass. I don't know who's stupider, the people that wrote that in the fucking Bible or the fucking sheep with no brains that follows that shit. I don't get it. Prove me wrong that it ain't in the Bible. But then again, you ask some people, who is Adam's first wife? Eve. That's what it says in the Bible. You better dig a little deeper in that motherfucker. Eve was not the first wife. Adam's first wife was Lilith. Yes, Lilith. He took a piece of dirt, made Adam. In the other hand, picked up some dirt, made Lilith. Lilith wanted to be Adam's equal. Now see, here you gotta listen to the Bible closely. You go read this. Especially you women folk out there. You talking about some male chauvinist pigs. Read the Bible. She wanted to be Adam's equal. Not walk behind him, not be below him. Equal. Which is fair. But if you want to believe in the Bible, you women start walking behind, or you start being on the ground, and when there's a mud hole, we walk on you. Personally, I don't believe in that Bible. It's bullshit. It's a bunch of idiots wrote in there to keep the rest of us sheep in line. Well, I got news for them. I got fucking horns. I'm a goat. That son of a bitch bent over, I hit him in the ass. Rolled his ass in the fucking mud. That's all that is, bullshit. Lilith sometimes wanted to be on top for the ride. She wanted to decide when that she was going to spread her legs. God said, we can't have that shit. When you tell her to lay down and spread them legs, she better spread them. If you're busy picking apples, she can give you a stroke with her hands. Yeah. Finally, Lilith said, fuck this, I'm out of here. So, he turned Lilith into a demon. Basically a whore of the devil. And she's been the downfall for men all the way up to present day. If you believe in the Bible. She's a dark entity, a vampire. All the above. If you want to believe the Bible. Personally, it ain't even good shit paper. But then, the unmistakable, the guy that never makes mistakes, the guy that talks from the burning bushes, I'd like to burn his fucking bush. The one on his face and the one between his legs. Just set that motherfucker on fire. I gotta do one better. I made a mistake earlier. I took one handful of dirt, created Adam, another handful of dirt, created Lilith. It's a fucking free-for-all. But this time I'm gonna do better. Because I don't make mistakes. That was Adam's mistake. He's the one who told me to do it. Bullshit. This time he took a rib from Adam, put some dirt around it, and why, this one here, buddy, she was Johnny on the spot. Well, I'm gonna let her live. Adam, hurry up and get busy kicking out some kids, because God's getting horny. Till we get to Jesus time, before Jesus was born. Hey, there's one right there. You angels keep your Peter out of that. That's mine. I'll burn yous. See how that goes? Does it make any fucking sense? No, it don't. So, there's your one to grow on today. If anything I said was funny, give me a thumbs up. If any of this resonated with any of you, give me a thumbs up. A like, subscribe, leave a comment. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't. If you don't, make sure you put a good argument in there on how I'm full of shit. And then I'll point it out in the Bible to you, showing that, no, you don't know how to read. Well, this is Henry. I'm going to sign off for tonight. There's your one to grow on. There's your supper. Good night, everybody.